know, he's a genius in a completely different way, you know. So I mean, I'm not looking at the. I think if you're an MC now watching this, and you're thinking, all right, you've got it's a bit of a hard time for MCs, because it's the same thing hip hop went through in America, where MC comes out and says, right, do I want to be common, who everyone respects, you know, do I want to be Talib Kweli, who everyone respects, doesn't sell a lot of records, do I want to be Kanye doing the auto-tune, or do I want to be Flow Rider selling loads of records? You know, there's that thing you're sitting there going, no, I want to eat, I want a career, I want fans, I want to tour all over the world. Can I do it doing what I think is right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very, and that it's not a problem. It's a good problem, because it means British artists having success. So I could go through 10 artists and go, yeah, they did that tune, but the next tune could be completely different. Who thought Kano was going to do rock and roll?
Yeah, it's true.
You know, you get what I'm saying? Everybody's sitting there, you thinking, right, where am I going to go? You could roll the dice, and by the time your tune comes out, that sound's not happening.
Yeah.
You can roll the dice, and you can be inventive, crash and burn, or blow up. You can look at Master Shorty, he still ain't broken through yet, but he's got all the ingredients to break through on a pop level, because he's that kind of kid, you know? But he hasn't quite smacked it yet, you know? And then other people look at Tinchy and Chip, and Tinchy and Ironic, who've had a lot of success, and think, okay, lyrically, they're not breaking down walls, but pop sensibility wise, they've got, you know, they've had to, it's very weird. I've never seen a time like it. Like, we're doing One Extra Live, and the artists we're putting up there are just, 5 of them have had #1 records. That's like, it took 10 years for that to happen before. I don't know what's going on out there. It's just mad. It's mad out there. So, and obviously Dizzy's flying the flag, but on an underground, like I say, on an underground level, I'm not the man to talk to about who the latest MC is who's going to blow, because I don't think it's just about your MC talent.
Yeah.
I think you have to have a game plan. You have to have either a bit of swagger about you. You can't be too bothered about what your crew think about where you're going. You've got to be quite single-minded right now, because crews can keep people down by saying that ain't cool. That's not what it's about. You've got to, if you want a career right now, you've got, I mean, there is room right now for a conscious MC to come through and do something incredible if he can combine consciousness or incredible lyricism with incredible music that people can't deny. It's phenomenal, you know, just off the mute. Like Kanye, to me, when he first came out, he was that on a mainstream level for hip hop. We needed him. He came out, he did something different with his music, and he said something different, and everyone's like, wow, he's a producer, but he's come out with that. And that's what we need in the UK. We need someone fresh to come through and go, okay, I see the grime scene's gone pop, the Brat Pack, you know what I mean? And I've seen this, right, I've got to balance. I've got to do some sort of balance and smack it. I'd like a female to do it, actually.
Female MC?
I'd like to see a new Miss Dynamite come through, you know, a young version. Now's a good time for a female to smash it, I think. There's a lot of guys out there.
A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
So, as far as you go, you've done, you know, pirate radio to FM to digital, MTV, BBC. What is there left for you to do?
No, I've never been ambitious. I said I've never really been ambitious. I mean,
quite well for yourself.
Yeah, I have. Every time I start a business, I just stop it. I started a management company, which is doing really well. Managers, Zane Lowe, Edith Bowman, people like that. A couple of the T4 presenters. But I don't own it anymore. I let it go.
I was gonna say, do you want to give me a joke?
I let it go. It's not really been. I started a production company making TV shows. And then reality TV kicked in, made some documentaries, like I said, and some other shows. Reality TV kicked in. I didn't want anything to do with reality TV, so I'm not in it for the money. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm clearly not an entrepreneur, because I would have made a lot more money. But I now am at a stage in my life where I want to broadcast. I want to do more radio. I might do some sports broadcasting as well, because I really like sports. I started an NFL show, and you know, I'm the only DJ doing 3 radio stations in the BBC. You know, that's quite unbelievable for me. Yeah, and I love that. You know, because every show's a different side of you. You know, One Extra Breakfast Show is a younger show I do, and it's quite childish. I'm quite an idiot on there. And then Radio 2 is completely the opposite end. It's mature, and Radio 1's in between. I love that. But telly, I don't really want to be a Saturday night TV presenter. The money's great, but I want to be that cheesy guy, you know what I mean? I'm saying, welcome to Saturday night telly. you know, Ant and Dec and all that stuff. You know, good luck to them. They're rich beyond belief, but it's not really. I had opportunities and I've never done them. And I just think you get to a stage, if you last this long in the game, you get to a stage where you've got to trust your instincts and just not be scared of tomorrow. It's very difficult not to be like that because I've always been scared. You know, I've always, when I got joined Radio 1, I thought I'd last 2 years. Joined MTV, I thought it'd be 2 years, three years. I was lucky. Because that's how it is in this game, you know. But if you tread carefully, you know. I think what I'd like to do ultimately is do some more serious programs. You know, like maybe end up on BBC Two, doing something like the Culture Show. That appeals to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not well read enough to do something like the Culture Show. I don't read books enough. But I'm interested, you know, in that perspective. And I don't know, I'm not going to DJ forever. I'm not going to be Westwood, you know what I mean? I'm not going to DJ forever, but that's him. That's what he loves, isn't it? That's why he does it. But a couple more years probably. And yeah, we'll see. I don't know, you know, there's lots of things.
Clothing line?
No, I've had opportunity to do clothing lines. The lit was so big. The lit was so big, I could have put anything out and sold it, you know. It was going to 43 countries at one point around the world, and we could have just put anything out and made money. But, you know, we thought about it, we talked about it, but we never really did it. Did compilation albums for a while, and then I stopped because there was too many as far as I'm a bit, you know, I look at the kids and I think, brilliant, you know, Tinchy's doing his clothing, and Tyre Cruiser's got his sunglasses, and, you know, Boy Better Know did their t-shirts, and I love that the enterprise of it all. I think it's brilliant. Because we were enterprising in a different way when we were younger, but it's not for me really. I'm very happy with what I've done. I'm happy that people like you want to talk to me and sort of say, you know, I've watched your interviews over the years or something, because that's what, you know, I don't look back at them, but I like when other people tell me that they remember them and I remember them, you know. But no, I'm happy that I've made a living out of music. I'm very in a very content place now. I've got to get through converting all of these records to MP3s. I want my daughter to do it, but she's not having it. You know what I mean? It's going to take a lifetime just to do it. So, I mean, little things like that are the things I want to do. You know, slowly but surely sort my records out and
one day.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great. It'd be great.
And what advice do you have for anyone that? What advice do you have for anyone wanting to become the next Trevor Nelson, or just
certainly not. Certainly, yeah. Well, you're not doing a bad job.
Oh, thank you.
You're not bad. Definitely not bad. I just worry that there's so many people wanting to do what we never knew existed before.
Yeah.
The reason people like me got into it, I didn't really think there was a job for me, so I had to keep creating openings. You know, now everybody can see clearly what there is to do, and they all want to do it, and everybody can't do it. You know, there's not enough jobs for everybody. So I would just say to people, the best thing to do is don't be afraid to film it. If I was now starting out again and YouTube's out there, and all that, I would just be funny. I'd just show my personality all the time and be prepared to do stuff for nothing. I don't like the idea that everyone wants to earn the money quickly. You can't. That kills the purity of what you're doing. If you really are passionate about doing something, money is just a means of feeding yourself and clothing yourself. It's not why you should do it. You know, it's not why I got into music. You should do it. If you make money from it, brilliant.
It's a bonus.
Brilliant. People commented on what I earn, you know, for DJing, because I earn more than most DJs, nearly all of them, and things like that, and whether I should have that, you know, stuff like that. And that's not the point. I didn't get into it for that. You know, maybe that's the reason I do. You know what I mean? Because everybody can see that I was always quite a purist about it. I'm pretty honest. So if you want to do it, I would suggest practice without, don't get me wrong, don't practice interviewing over and over again, because I find that then you become a bit of a
robot.
Yeah, a robot, or you know, the end of a mic. You know, that it's just like, I wish, you know, like photography. If you want to make, I'd love to make films. If I was young again, starting again, I study film, because I think filmmaking is unbelievable. It's endless. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't do that you can always do something someone's never done before. It's brilliant, you know, and the same you should be multifaceted. You shouldn't just say, I want to interview. You should say, I can interview, I can do this, I can do that. Keep chalking things up. And the moment you think you flatline, do something else. You know, just then set yourself another challenge. Because if you flatline, you just beat yourself up. Why ain't I on telly yet? Why am I not a presenter yet? It's like the X Factor singers. Why ain't I a singer? Why ain't I a star? You know, my mum says I can sing. You know, you just keep adding layers to what you can do. You know what I mean? And trust me, the moment people start telling you you're good is when something's going on. Rather than you have to keep screaming I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, other people, when they tell you you're good, that's when things are happening. Do you know what I mean? So I would say to everybody, don't think just because everybody wants to be famous that there's no room. There is room, but you've got to be unique. You've got to be very, very unique. I think uniqueness comes in very many ways. My uniqueness was, I went on TV, I had a very quick decision to make. Very quickly. I've got no tattoos, no piercings. I'm not your stereotype. I don't talk like your stereotypical guy. I decided that that's how I'm going to be. I'm not going to change because I want to. I'm not going to start going, yeah, innit, what? All this stuff. I'm not going to wear throwback jerseys and big, you know, I'm going to be me. I'm talking about the music. If that ain't good enough for you, don't watch.
Yeah.
You know, and if people accept you and they can tell if you're being fake or honest. I think people would rather watch somebody, even if they don't really like them, at least if they know they're being consistently them and they're not just putting it on, you know. I think that's really important. If you can be honest and make a living in this game, brilliant. It's just a bonus because most people have a facade.
Yeah.
Right? Most people are put up a front, they get into character and then do their stuff. I'm quite lazy. It's just me. So I don't have to put on my cape. You know.
Okay.
It's a great profession if you can win.
Fingers crossed. Trevor, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and glad to be on you know S1.EP26, and you know anyone watching. I hope like one person watching one day is the host of Question Time. And says, yeah, you know what? I was watching this thing with Trevor and he was going, yeah, you could do anything. So now I'm a political broadcaster. That's another thing I like, politics.
People.
I like a bit of politics.
Yeah?
I'm not deep, but, you know, I've got opinions.
Maybe it's a future mayor of London.
And old Steven Spielberg over there filming me right now. You know what I mean? What are you laughing for? It's all good. Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Good interview.